Last week on Thunder, it was Kieran Adams, the new kid on the block, and Granddaddy's ride, the Liquidator Ford, taking home the checkered flag. Is the K&J Racing team going to stay on top? Find out next.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 75 of Thursday Night Thunder, and we have got 16 of MTA's baddest monster trucks ready to turn it loose for you in the dirt right here tonight. Be sure to crush that like button, and let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes on Thursday Night Thunder. We have got the best of the best here tonight. Bigfoot, Snakebite, Dragonoid, Bulldozer, Gravedigger, Monster Mutt, they're all here, and all the sights are set on the Liquidator Ford out there in the center of the track because everybody wants the checkered flag, not to mention the overall points. But we shoot over to round one action, and up first, Bulldozer will take on Monster Mutt, followed by Storm Damage taking on Bad News Travels Fast, and that's going to be followed by the Crazy Cat, Jason Wook, in the Prowler Machine taking on Raising Cane. Then we'll see Gene Patterson and Snakebite take on Jeffrey Skipper and the West Virginia Mountaineer. Now up first, this is John Kadiux and the Bulldozer, and that team has been working hard keeping Bulldozer dialed in. However, he draws up against another new kid on the block, the rookie sensation Nathan Smith out of the dog-pounding Monster Mutt. Some weeks he's good, some weeks, well, he just turns over in round one. Nonetheless, he's new here, and they're trying to get the truck back and dialed in. He's got to draw up against Bulldozer here in round one. Both trucks now staged at the line as we kick off episode 75. There's the green light. Bulldozer got him off the line. Monster Mutt coming back on him, but John Kadiux looks like he got the win, and Bulldozer over in the far lane. Monster Mutt and Nathan Smith were hanging right there with him. We're going to go back and take a look at a photo finish, and by merely inches, John Kadiux and Bulldozer move on. Now up next in round one, two-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, the former driver of Stinger Unleashed and the owner of Bad Weather Racing, Chris Baluk, brings on the Storm Damage. He is set to take on Ray Acuna in that wicked fast Chevrolet out of Elkton, Virginia. Bad News Travels Fast, staged over in the far lane. Set to, again, to take on another Chevrolet, Chris Baluk and Storm Damage in the near lane. Both trucks now staged at the line. Who's going on to round two? Battle of the bow tie now. Down the straight stretch, they're dead even. And we got ourselves a race up and over the finish line there. And I'm not too sure who got it. Both of them were side by side. Chris Baluk almost gets into the wall, and Ray Acuna's over in the Storm Damage lane. As we take another look, you see him dead even down the runway. As they come over the first jump, watch Chris Baluk here keep it low to the ground. A nice smooth transition over the jumps. And right there, Storm Damage picks up the win over Bad News. What an incredible race. And next up, the Crazy Cat, back in his regular ride in Prowler. He is set to take on Nick Parson in the Raising Cane Machine. And folks, we're taking you down to trackside earlier tonight. And there you see the Prowler team loading up the old truck that Jason Wook turned over last week. That's his backup truck. His new truck's all tired up, made their way back from north versus south. And believe it or not, Jason Wook, the Crazy Cat, made it all the way to the finals at that event. We're super proud of him for representing Team MTA down there on heck of a job. But he is set to take on Nick Parson in the Raising Cane Ford over in the near lane. Both trucks now staged at the line. Who goes on to round two? Prowler versus Raising Cane. Here's the green light now. The Crazy Cat got him off the line, up and over the cars. And Raising Cane will outdrive the Crazy Cat. You got to forgive Jason Wook, though. He just jumped in that truck this week. Hopefully he'll get it back next week and get everything back on track. Now next up, Jeffrey Skipper took home the Halloween Madness Championship 2 weeks ago. He is set to take on Gene Patterson out of Jefferson City, Missouri, a one-time Thunder champion in the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite. There you see him staged in the far lane. The green lights are strobing, but he's got a tough task because Johnson Motorsports didn't send any slack out here. Three-time Thunder champion, wild card champion, and Halloween Madness champion. That's the West Virginia Mountaineer over in the far lane. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Gene Patterson's got him off the line, up and over the cars. And what an incredible race with the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite. Looks like he outran Mountaineer. What an incredible race. These guys are shooting for the moon tonight. And next up in round one, this kid has been aggravating a lot of people, and I'm just going to flat out say it, he ain't making no friends. However, we did see his apology, so hopefully some of the crews and drivers take it into consideration. However, that's Ethan Medlin and Maximum Destruction staged over in the far lane. Ashley Obey in the near lane, two-time Thursday Night Thunder champion out of Wells Motorsports in the Wildflower Machine. Ready to take on Max D. Here's the green light now. Let's see if the rookie can back up what he says. Up and over the cars here. And what an incredible race yet again. Ethan Medlin trying to shut it down. Almost gets into Mountaineer down there. However, I'm not sure who did win the race. We're going to go back to a MTA photo finish and see if it was Wildflower or Max D. And by half a truck, Ethan Medlin and Max D move on to the next round. And next up, here in round one, the brand new Bakugan Dragonoid out of Sky High Racing. That's Aaron Church behind the wheel, set to take on last week's finalist, Jamie Hurd, and the Iron Outlaw out of Tonganoxie, Kansas. Turned it over in the finals last week, running Liquidator. He is set and ready to go here tonight. Hopefully the crew has got the truck back and dialed into 100%. However, Aaron Church looked all right last week in round one action, and round two, he is ready to go to take out Iron Outlaw. Here's the green light now. Both trucks hard off the line. Dragonoid's got a slight lead, but Outlaw's right there. And both of them coming across the line. And folks, these races are getting so close, I have to go back to the MTA replay almost every single time. You guys are rocking and rolling here tonight. Let's go back and take a look here now. Both of them down the straight stretch. A slight lead to Iron Outlaw here, but watch Dragonoid come back on him. Some big time air here over that last set of cars. And Bakugan Dragonoid, Aaron Church, will outrun Iron Outlaw here in round one. And next up out of Kildova Hills, North Carolina, that's the Outlaw, Joshua Wells and the Gravedigger. Now set to take on 9-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Rich Wagner and the Wild Hair Chevrolet. Now, these guys are teammates, but it's going to come down to a teammate rivalry. Wild Hair versus Gravedigger. There you see the damage done. Joshua Wells turned it over in semifinals last week. The crew has got it back together, but Rich Wagner ain't no slouch out here. So Wells has his hands full. Down the straight stretch now. Both trucks hard off the line, up and over the cars here and across the finish line. And Joshua Wells puts it on the jersey wall. Wells and Gravedigger put it on the wall. What an incredible race. Rich Wagner hanging right there with him. We got to go back and take another look at this. These races are so close here tonight. Look at them down the straight stretch. Wild Hair had a slight lead on the Gravedigger as they go up and over the first jump. Watch Wells here get way out of shape. And across the line, your winner's going to be the Outlaw, Joshua Wells and Gravedigger. He took out a big competitor here in round one. And next up, out of Pacific, Missouri, that's 5-time Thursday Night Thunder champion Mitch Brown and Bigfoot, set to take on the current Thursday Night Thunder champion Kieran Adams at the K&J Race Camp in Liquidator. He currently holds the checker flag, but he is taking on a longtime veteran Mitch Brown and Team Bigfoot staged over here in the near lane. 2 Ford Ovals going to close out round one as we go green. Both trucks now down the straight stretch. Liquidator's got a lead on him. Brown trying to play catch up here, and Kieran Adams and Liquidator will take the checkered flag into round two action. Mitch Brown and Bigfoot are going backstage for the rest of the night. He put up a tough ride there against Liquidator. However, the big yellow Ford moves on to round two. And folks, we are heading down to the pits of Team Gravedigger yet again. After last week's rollover, they can't be too careful. Josh Wells just went out there, put the truck up on the wall, trying to run down Rich Wagner in the Wild Hair Chevrolet. So the crew is trying to make sure Gravedigger's still at 100% all night here on Thursday Night Thunder. And now we look at round two matchups. Bulldozer set to take on Storm Damage, followed by Raising Cane taking on Snakebite. Then we'll see Max D take on Dragonoid. Then we'll see Gravedigger take on Liquidator. And up first, we have got Chris Baluk out of the Bad Weather Race Team, 2-time Thunder champion, and Storm Damage set to take on New Kid on the Block, John Kadiux, and Bulldozer. And folks, that Bulldozer machine is looking wicked fast out here on Thunder. He's hoping to get a big win here soon. However, he's knocking off a big-time veteran out here, 2-time Thunder champion, Chris Baluk staged over in the near lane in the Bad Bowtie Storm Damage. Both trucks staged. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Both trucks door handle to door handle up and over the cars. Chris Baluk puts it in the sea container in the center of the track, and John Kadiux and Bulldozer pick up the win. They will move on to semifinal action. They're looking strong here tonight. High hopes for that team. Up next here in round two, Nick Parson returns to the line in the Raising Cane Ford, knocking off Prowler earlier in round one. He is set to take on Mean Gene Patterson out of Jefferson City, Missouri, and the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite staged over in the far lane. He looked good in round one. And folks, these races are getting so tight out here. These guys are learning the track, and they're setting their trucks up, gear ratios, getting everything dialed in. But Snakebite is set to take on Raising Cane here in round two. There's a green light now. Patterson got him off the line. Parsons got his hands full, turns it over, and Gene Patterson and Snakebite take it on to the semis. He puts the big Ford Oval in the next round. However, Nick Parson over there in the center of the track, he puts his big Ford Oval on its roof. as he's trying to chase down Patterson here going over no man's land. Gets out of shape on that first set of cars, hits the sea container, rocked up and rolled over, and it was nothing but the win there for Gene Patterson and Snakebite as the MTA track crew and officials are down there trying to turn Raising Cane back over. Hopefully he didn't hurt the truck too bad. The crew chief says they've been a sway bar, been a four-link bar, nothing major. They should be back and ready to go at 100% next week as we kick off episode 76. Now up next, Ethan Medlin knocked out Wildflower in round 1. One-time Thunder champion. He's looking to double down, but he takes on another one-time Thunder champion, Aaron Church, in the Bakugan Dragonoid. And folks, he built an incredible ride, sent it down here to MTA to be raced, and he has done nothing but spectacular work out here on the track. However, he is set to take on the new kid on the block, Ethan Medlin out of Maximum Motorsports. Maximum Destruction in the far lane. There's a green light now down the straight stretch. They're dead even up and over the cars here, and what a race, and Max D turns it over. Medlin couldn't get it back together. Oh my word, turns it over at the shutdown area. What an incredible race. They were hanging side by side as we go back and take another look here. Off the line here, a slight lead to Max D, but watch Dragonoid flying high. Up and over the cars here, and they come across the line right here. And wow, that's incredibly close, but Dragonoid is going to get the win. Watch it right here. Medlin trying to drive out of it, puts it on its nose, and you can call that a pirouette toupee, down south, whatever you want to call it. He turned the truck over, and now the MTA track crew and officials are down there to roll Max D back over. And folks, since this kid got started, I guarantee you, he has rung up the most amount of bills for Bradley Graham and Maximum Motorsports. And there you see it's going to cost him another body out here on the track. He is on the trailer for the night by an incredible race against Dragonoid. Tough break for the Max D team. Now next up in round 2, the Outlaw Joshua Wells returns to the line in the Gravedigger, set and ready to go. He draws up against Kieran Adams in Liquidator out of the K&J race team, your current Thursday Night Thunder champion, and the kid's been running strong. Granddaddy's got the truck dialed in, as well as the rest of the K&J racing team. But Josh Wells and the Gravedigger, they are no slouch out here. Gravedigger's running strong. Ford and Chevrolet now down the straight stretch. Door handle to door handle, and Gravedigger's out of shape, but so was Liquidator. And I'm not sure who got the win when they came across the line. And folks, this is by far the closest racing action I've ever had to call in Thursday Night Thunder history. And there you see it in the photo finish. Your winners, the Outlaw Joshua Wells, and Gravedigger by merely inches. He moves on to semis. And folks, semifinal action is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Grab some snacks, grab some drinks, because semis are coming up next. We started with 16. We're now down to 4. We'll be back. Attention, Monster Truck Attitude fans! If you and a friend want to get in on the action of side-by-side Diecast Monster Truck Racing, be sure to log on to Facebook.com and check out the group Monster Truck Attitude and watch for registration. The link is in the description of all of our videos, and you can get down and dirty in the pits or go side-by-side Monster Truck Racing. Sign up for events like Sunday Night Madness or Thursday Night Thunder, and check out all the latest stuff on Monster Truck Attitude on Instagram and Facebook. You won't regret it, so check out the group Monster Truck Attitude. Back here now on Thursday Night Thunder as we get set for semis. We're heading down to the pits of the Max D team. There you see Ethan Medlin, Bradley Graham. The whole crew is down there thrashing, trying to get the truck back together. And I think Bradley's taking Ethan over there behind the trailer and going to get to him like a scalded dog, because he is costing this man so much money in parts, trying to keep Max D on the track. And next up in semifinal action as we kick things off, John KDX returns in Bulldozer, but he is set to take on the Sneaky Snake. That's Gene Patterson out of Jefferson City, Missouri, in the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite, snaged over in the far lane. However, John KDX, he knows how to get the job done out here on Thunder. He's been rocking and rolling in that wicked-looking Bulldozer machine. Here we go now to kick off semis. Snakebite Bulldozer down the straight stretch. Snakebite's got a slight lead on him, and Bulldozer gets crossed up in the middle of the track, and Gene Patterson puts the big Ford Snakebite in the finals here on Thursday Night Thunder. A tough break for John KDX and Bulldozer, but we know he'll be back. And next up here as we close out semifinals, the Outlaw Joshua Wells bringing Gravedigger back to the line, set to take on the brand new Dragonoid built by Aaron Church, and he's sending it in here to run on the Thunder track. He is rocking and rolling here tonight, trying to knock off the Gravedigger here in semifinal action. But you gotta wonder, did Team Wells get the truck back together enough to knock off a top running truck out here in semifinal action? Gravedigger, Dragonoid, as we go green now, down the straight stretch. Gravedigger's got a slight lead up and over the cars here, and Dragonoid hanging right there with him. I'm not sure who got the win. Josh Wells had a hard time shutting down the Gravedigger. There he almost gets into the line of trucks that are parked. As we go back to the MTA replay to take another look and see who won this race, you see him now down the straight stretch. Wells got him off the line, hold a slight lead out on him down the stretch, but they come over no man's land right here. This is where Bakugan Dragonoid makes up his mark and pulls out the win right here in our photo finish by a horn or half a tire, however you want to call it. He knocks off the Gravedigger here in semifinal action. And folks, this is what we all come to see. Yes, it's final time on episode 75. Aaron Church in the Dragonoid machine just knocked off Gravedigger, as you just saw. But he is set to take on a longtime veteran, Gene Patterson, in the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite. He is rocking and rolling here tonight as well. Patterson's been in the right lane all night long. Aaron Church in Dragonoid has been in the left lane all night long. And I must say, as close as these races have been all night long, this one is set to be a knockdown, drag-out fight to the finish line. Here to close out episode 75. Snakebite, Dragonoid. It's showtime here on Thunder down the straight stretch. They're dead even now, up and over the cars. Dragonoid's in trouble, turns it over. And Gene Patterson and Snakebite pick up his second Thursday Night Thunder victory in the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite. My God, what an incredible race. Snakebite ran him out, but Dragonoid was right there with him. Watch the instant replay. Down the straight stretch, Bakugan Dragonoid hanging right there with the big-time Ford Snakebite. Gets tripped up there in no man's land. Aaron Church tried to throttle out and bring it back down. Didn't come up with it. Turned the truck over. And Patterson and Snakebite get the win. What an incredible race to close out episode 75. And look at the parts scattered across the track. Aaron Church was going for broke. He knew he had his hands full running Patterson in the far lane. Oh my, what a close race. But Patterson does pick up the win. Aaron Church and Team Dragonoid have got so much work to do. But he gave it all he had out here tonight, trying to take home victory number 2. But ladies and gentlemen, your winner here tonight, congratulations to Gene Patterson and the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite on your second Thursday Night Thunder Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we jump over to the overall point standings, closing out week 2 of the November season, Wild Hair, Bad News, Wildflower, and Prowler hold the gate closed at 60 points. Over at the top half of the bracket, we now have a two-way tie for the lead between Liquidator and Snakebite with 95 points. Third place belongs to Josh Wells and the Gravedigger. Fourth place, Iron Outlaw with 80. And in fifth place at 80 points is John Kadiux in the Bulldozer. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap up tonight's episode of Thunder. Thank you guys for all coming out and supporting this channel and watching these races. If it wasn't for you guys, none of this would even happen, and I just want you to know that. I appreciate you guys very much for supporting this channel, and if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that.